Hello, everyone. This is going to be a weird broadcast because I really do like coming on and giving advice and educating and empowering. And I know a lot of people be like, Jay Essence is so transparent and all these things. I don't know which direction this broadcast is going to go because I do feel like, and my inner spirit is like, let me be honest with you. I'm very good at doing what needs to be done, but not always taking care of self in that aspect. But I do feel like I'm supposed to go walk and kind of trigger, like, it's time. And I didn't want to come back to YouTube. Yeah, back. I've been gone for a long time. Like this. I feel like I am coming back to YouTube. I'm coming back to you. And I am still raggedy. I feel like I ain't lotioned and oiled up. I feel dry, dry in the scalp, dandruffy. I feel like you can see the residue of life on me. And that was not the plan. The plan was to see and put the puzzles together and come back to you guys and give you the story of what was, but now what is. And that's one of the things that I do. I do very well of creating a new story when the old story doesn't work. I am a great perseverer. I can make things happen and all this other stuff. But baby boy or baby girl, I don't know what it is. I don't know if God has been having a time with me. I don't know if the angels been doing ping pong with my life. I do know some things, and I think I'm going to come to those realizations. But it's been ugly. This 2023 summer, from May, June to July, and we creeping into August, and I got my side eye up, baby. It's been ugly, and in the ugly piece, there are things that I'm going to account for. Things that I'm confused on. Was it supposed to be ugly? Am I chasing things that are not mine? And because of that, I'm all up in the dirt, getting handled. So one of the things that's happened in the end of things is I've been quiet. I've been so quiet. And so I'm going to start at the beginning. Yes. Um, I actually went to America because it's the first time I've been back in 4 years. And the time with my family. A lot of you guys know my mom's here. She's moved here. She retired here. We are loving our life in Rwanda, but I do need to make sure I honor my family, my father especially. And that was the big deal. I'm going to spend time with my father. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to honor those relationships. And there were people like, "Are you worried about going back to America?" And I was like, "Nah, player. I'm going back as a tourist, dog. I'm chilling. I'm happy." However, there are some things that are constantly impressing back in my mind, and that is why I labeled it this way. Going back to America caused me to have to do some serious, serious financial planning. I was moving Peter to pay Paul, Paul to make Poopa, all that other stuff. Like, it was some serious, serious financial planning. And also the life that I created out here, which I freaking love, has caused me to do a lot of work. Like, I've joked around like, yo, I have 5, 6 jobs. That's not a joke. And the reason why I did all of those things is because in being here, I've learned a lot and done a lot. And these things called building a farm cost a lot of money up front. You really cannot make money in agriculture or farming until everything has been sown. That just take that as God, take that. You cannot receive the blessing until everything has been sown. And not only because everything has to be sown, everything has to be sown, nurtured, and prepared for, or you will not get the harvest that you seek. That's a God moment. And thank you, God. I needed that. So, putting it in layman's terms, when we're talking about farming, um, you have to have the land, you have to have the water, you have to have the seed, you have to have the weather, you have to have the timing, you have to have all of these things working together. And those things come off with capital. And you can take that anywhere. You can take that with time, you can take that with body, you can take that with money. But all of those things take capital. So for me with the rabbits, like we had cages, we had to build all this other stuff. So all of that takes capital. We are now slowly getting into a season where I can start looking at harvest. Girl messed up in hers. I could have easily done chicken. I could have easily done goat. And I would turn around and tell people when they come out here, like, me going and doing rabbit, as wonderful as it is, as great as much as I love it and love the education, it doesn't mean there's always a market, and it's learning that market. So in coming up with capital, I have worked and paid for all of my investment and everything that I've done. I've also I don't like saying I've leveraged the idea of partnership. Partnership doesn't work for me. I think that's a God thing for me in my path and my journey. I think there's something remarkable about being able to speak 100% about what happened for me in my life, but also leaning on people to have the same vision that I have has worked for me. And because of that, there's some burning, there's some things, and there's some just things that happen. So when I'm coming now and coming to America, like I did so well on prepaying everything for 2 months and did everything. Did everything time. If you follow me on Instagram, I saw family. I got to hug people I haven't hugged. I could cry on this part. I got to love people that I didn't love. But there was something that was starting to happen. And I think that you saw it. Like, I got nominated for the Beyonce thing. And even with the Beyonce thing, there is drama behind that. But people stood up for me, and that was an emotional piece. However, what I felt like was happening is I was starting to move in other people's directions. These were not directions that I set up. These were directions that were put in my path. And so for me to go all the way to London and to honor you guys' love for taking me to London and then coming back with nothing, that was okay. Like, I built relationships in London. Me and my mom had a great time. What I did not appreciate about that is I personally felt like I almost lost personal relationships in Atlanta because I was so busy running. This is all gonna come full circle. And the running for that was because we needed $8,000. We needed the $10,000 grant. We needed the money for the farm for watering. They call Tyrone, they clone Tyrone. I am doing what it takes to turn around and do it. And I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing for God. I need to prove that I want to show up. Show up, be loud, be ready. Show up, do the work, write the grants, do all this stuff. And I'm just I was then told, I'm just going to tell y'all the whole truth because I'm tired of like saving people's names. My old employer, Houston ISD, is going through this major revamp. And in this major revamp, they are willing to pay teachers up to $100,000 have that experience and past AP experience. So, my homegirls love them, was talking to me, and I was like, you know what? Maybe the answer is not chasing moments and chasing grants. Maybe my answer is just to work harder, really make the money. because I calculated, I did the numbers. If I make 100,000 a month, not a month, Jesus God, oh, I holler it, I claim it. But if I make this $100,000, I need 650 salary. I could pay. I need to set up for retirement. So we got the farm that I have to have. We got retirement money. Like, what am I going to do when I'm 70? Because I am not about to be up on the screen at 70 years old trying to tell y'all something or do something. And like, it's just, I got, and then I lived. And so I did the numbers and I was like, I could live in America and send the money back, true African style, send the money back and make sure everything's happening. And here's the thing, God, I've sat here and did all this stuff. The Inzozi Center has a director. I'm still doing meetings on WhatsApp. I'm still doing all this stuff. So that was the move. The other piece of it is kind of skipping over it. Y'all, there were some people tell me to my face, hey, we want you to work remotely. We want you to do this. We want you to start on this date. Draw up the contract. And in the moment I draw up the contract, because this is something I didn't ask for, this is something you wanted, they're like, yeah, you know what? Don't want to do that. And love to question me and make me re-question, reevaluate things that I knew. So I felt like personally, this ain't your girl. I'm not this unstable. And then I started grasping onto things to kind of hold on and be stable because that's what God wanted for me. God wants stability for me and my family. I'm breaking all this down because I also felt like um, it's that mean they say, you know, you're the one to break the generational curses. You're the one to do this. You're the one to do all these things. And I do. I do feel like Woman King stood out to me for so many reasons, but I do feel like that is my role. Um, I don't think I feel like that no more. I think at the time I did. So it's like because I am a warrior, I'm also willing to take the step, and that's why I got my camouflage on because it was war. But sometimes in the middle of war, you just don't know what you're battling towards. You think you know what you're battling for, but you just don't know what you're battling towards. So the whole Houston thing, I go and I submit my application, and they're like, "Yo, you need to, redo this test." Test, dude. I was an AP before. Why am I need to take this test? So I take the test. First time in my life, I failed an exam. I'm not lying to you. And it was easy. And I take it back. It wasn't that it was easy. It was. I didn't like the exam. I thought it was stupid. It's not that I disrespected it. It's. Let me just go ahead and tell you the truth. So it's one of those exams that you know you're supposed to either answer like A or B. Your school, your PE coach comes down with something, and he cannot coach for the final game, and that's a championship game, and he's the only person with this certification. So now, what do you do? A, follow policy, shut down the gym, don't play the game, or B, you tell parents and students you're going to find a way to do whatever you want to do. Okay, for me, I'm up here like, where's C and D? Where is C that the assistant coach has it? What's C and D? If we're playing somebody else, doesn't that person have it? Like, can I just have somebody come in who has the certification? How long does it take to get the certification? Can I get the certification? So, like, I'm a solver, like that A and B. So here's the thing: I'm playing the HISD rules. HISD, second largest district in Texas. Dude, you cannot do anything. This is old. You cannot do anything. You could be creative all you want to, but you gotta follow through with policy. So I'm picking policy every single time because policy is what gets you sued. Policy what gets you fired. Policy is what makes you lose your certification. People have gotten fired over policy, policy, policy. I come back, I failed the exam. Oh, Houston, you want to act like you guys are innovative and y'all are creative and y'all believe in, student first leadership and stuff. Yeah, how many times have I known people to get fired off of that or whatever? So I failed the exam. And when I failed the exam, I laughed into people's faces. Low key, I'm not lying. I laughed like, and so I was kind of like, yeah, I'll go back and be a teacher. Cool, no problem. So that was like this whole up and down stuff. And then I finally get into the room to become a teacher. I'm doing my interview and stuff. And promise you the later. And I'm like, yo, I failed the test. And she's like, that test means nothing. I have say so. Do the interview. She tells me in my face, I am going to be an AP. I'm going to be an AP over this school. This is what you need to do. Follow me down to HR. And all this awesome God he reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. My God is an awesome God. Because I'm up here like, dude, okay, thank you for dragging me through the dirt. Thank you for doing all this stuff. Thank you for humbling me, but I know what I can do. And let's end this piece right here. I don't have a problem on being humble on certain things. I have an issue of having to beg people to put me in positions that I already know I rock. That that's it. And so I've done audits. I've done excuse me, ran principalships on my own. Like I have done so much stuff that I'm sitting here having to beg you to put me in and a leadership role, but cool, whatever. She walks me down and all this other stuff. Things I should have known. Now, this whole interview process took 6 hours. So much drama. So much drama. And this girl is hungry. Your girl is hungry. So in my mind, intuition, I'm going to tell you this one thing. I, I learned something because I know blackness and I just know stuff and things been happening and I just had stopped trusting people and processes. Like I I really felt like I had to do me in everything, which is also another reason why I was getting frustrated with God. It's like why can't people just they say? Like I really don't ask for much more. Tears are gonna come, but for people to just do what they say. Like because it's one thing for you not to do your word. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have every right to be who you are going to be. I have no problems with that. You have every right to change your mind. You have every right to move the field. You have every right to do this. I don't like when your right takes into my life, my people, and the promises that I make. I don't like that if I trust you and you change your mind or you hence the story that's going on. Um, so we going and everything else like that. So intuition said, Jay, stay here until these people file your paperwork. But my body was hungry. My body was hungry. And my nephew was outside for me and also had no phone. So I was like, here, I saw you guys put it in the right file. I shook your hand. I talked to you. I talked to you. And I talked to you, the head, you the head in charge, right? So I'm going to go ahead and leave when you guys tell me to leave and whatever. Long story short, child. I'm waiting for the telephone call and everything else to be at the school where I'm told I'm supposed to be. I get a email and the position is for a teaching position. Like, wait a minute. So I have to email this person back. So I don't know if you heard the word. I'm supposed to be coming in as an AP. He's like, I don't even know the lady who you're talking about. I've never talked to her. I have no idea what you're talking about. So now I'm looking crazy. So I'm like, okay, what's the process? What we need to do? I emailed the other lady, no response. Like, oh, just tell them what I said. That's not how power works, baby. You are in the position. I'm an outsider. You're supposed to go in there and make those decisions and say this. But of course, I'm sitting here being humble because I'm grateful for a job, right? Because I'm looking at 6 figures. I'm looking at the 6 figures. work. They had me in the wrong system. Like, this is 2 weeks of drama. In the midst of this 2 weeks of drama, because of this promise that was made to me, I told my mom and I told my friend who was coming to Rwanda to visit me, I was not going to be able to come because I was at the end. And being smart was, I'm not going to do it. My mom ended up paying for my ticket to come back and didn't tell you all this is happening for a reason. But I leveraged, like, my friend called me back the next day and was just basically like, we can end our friendship. And I told her that's not going to happen. Like, I stood outside with the stereo and I was like, this is what I did wrong. So I'm accountable for these things that I'm having to grow through and make these mistakes. But we're not going to do this. We're not going to throw away everything that we've ever worked for because I'm in the midst of my drama and I don't know how to communicate or tell people the things I need to tell. So low key, I'm kind of mad. I finally got approved to go into like interview, and then I had to go interview with him and this AP position. And I'm talking about 3 different interviews and a panel interview, went through everything, was denied. Was denied the AP position. Was denied the AP position. Which in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, okay, is this the way it's supposed to be? Because I was supposed to go in for a teaching position. But now I'm worth an AP. I have the paperwork to be an AP. In the midst of this, I then email other schools like, hey, I AP certified. I can be here. That's when a lady comes back and be like, baby, you're not on the list. HR jacked up your stuff again. You are not on the list to be an AP, but you're on the list to be a teacher. So in the midst of this, oh, it's a whole bunch of other stuff because there's other jobs I'm trying for. I'm going to talk to you in a second. There's other jobs I'm trying for. They are not calling me back. I'm having to do all these assignments, yo. Like on my vacation, like I'm not doing jobs. I'm doing jobs with assignments. Like turn in a grant letter, turn in a 5-page proposal, turn in curriculum. Like this is not what I came for. So in the midst of all of this, it's like I'm seeing money come and go away. I'm seeing money come and go away. So the one thing that I did sit back is like when I sat back in myself, I said, I'm not going to be in this position again. I applied to go into graduate school to get a master's doing the design technology. I would, because like what I don't like is this back and forth, and I believe in stability. So I'm not going to be in a situation where people get to choose my only income because my income is being driven. And so this is where you guys are listening. You ready? I needed a certain number financially to be able to put my family in a safe space that's stable and where we want and desire to be in Rwanda. And in that safe space, we have to, right now, build a home. We have to build a home. My landlord has come up here and I love the house that we're in, but he started measuring. He's going to build apartments. So he has let us know there is a time frame, and it's all with love because everybody's trying. I chose to do these things is that I will go to America for 3 to 5 years, hunker down. Look, I was planning to live in the slums, dude, okay? And send back all the money that's necessary, use compound interest for 3 to 5 years and do what it takes. So when I came back to Rwanda, I will no longer have the headaches that keep me up at night, the nightmares that keep me up at night, and that is finances. When I tell you right now, if you have to lean into anything or understand anything, you do not move out here with no financial plan. You do not move out here. You don't move out here with financial hope. You move out here with a financial reability, like either you on your income or you're on your retirement income or you're on these things. And if you're moving out here at my age, and my age is 30s to 40s, you need to understand what is your retirement plan. What are you trying to do? All of these things. So I am telling you this now. I almost moved back to America because of the financial needs. Now, here's a disclaimer. disclaimer. I've chosen a lifestyle with the My Cousin Connection business. I've chosen a lifestyle where I have a staff. And so in that choice, my expenses have gone up. They're not your normal expenses. People out here who are retired are living just fine. If I chose to live out here by myself and have my one job, I would be fine. Did not choose that. I don't think that's my path in all of this. I think my path is to be where I am. It's just what is the financial hustle that I'm going to do that? Because I got a good 10 years, but I have to make sure that things are turning around. Okay. So that is to America. I had a house, I had all this other stuff. Um, but what happened is the first thing is that I stopped after I got that email that said no, and I stopped. I just shut down and stopped. I called a couple of people only to tell them, you're not going to hear from me. And I did turn around and say, you're going to see pictures of me smiling and being in places. I said, but just know that when I come home breaking down, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. I don't know my path. I am so confused. And I have never been this person. One, and this is the one that hate, I hate to say the most. I am used to winning. I am absolutely used to winning. And even if I lose that race coming in second or third, you know what I'm saying? I've always been top five, always been top five. And literally what I was noticing to me, I lost the one job. Um, I lost this conversation. I lost the Beyonce grant. I almost lost friendships. I almost lost moments with, my sorority sisters. Then I lost this job and I lost this capability, and I was just like, I don't understand this. And that's when I was quiet. And then the first thing was, am I losing or am I chasing what's not supposed to be mine? Because what I did recognize in everything that I was chasing, what I recognized first is that my intuition had always been right. My intuition was for me not to go to the Beyonce thing to send my mom. And this is what made me mad about it. If you watch the Beyonce thing, I originally emailed the mother go instead. No response. So I sent my mom, we buy her ticket, everything else. 3 days later, they responded, yeah, your mother can't show up. It must be you. And so I'm emailing back and forth like, yo, she's on the paperwork. She's my no, 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 no. That's when everybody stepped in for me. And that's why I said that's one of the most grateful things I ever had in my life, because my friend stepped in for me and said, you will go. Cool. Do you know they didn't check for a ticket? Do you know that original ticket that I gave my mom would have got her in no problem? And it took everything in me to stay on the positive and not go to the negative, because I don't like, remember when I said I don't like when people be doing like your decision or your holding on. So what happens is people hold on to authority and people hold power. And I'm this person and I'm this gatekeeper. And you don't realize what that means for somebody else. Because low key, I could have taken my friend's money and paid for the water pipe that we needed in Rwanda. But no, I'm honoring your word and your truth. So it wasn't about losing the grant. It was about you wasting resources to honor something you think is important, but you never checked and you never validated. That is what made me live it. And then there's more stuff about the whole Beyonce thing, but y'all don't have me going viral on the beehive and stuff like that. But there was just, I'll say it, it's 10 of y'all there. I think it is also crass that you had 100 entrepreneurs there for the small business parade and you did not even allow us or like shout out those names of business, but more importantly, you asked First Baptist Church Union is this that you asked us to donate to your fund. Like I really, that's it. That's my truth. That really, we came here, we applied for a grant. You're letting us know you know how hard it is for us to do what we do to your grant foundation. Okay, off my chest. Y'all can come to me in the comments all you want to. Let me explain something. I know how nonprofits work. Everything that you did was tax deductible, dude. Everything. Okay, so like I said, I was going up and down. So at this point in time, like I said, I felt like I was losing. And so I just needed to be quiet. I just really needed to be quiet. So I come back to Rwanda. When I come back to Rwanda, and like I said, I'm my mom's ticket. And at this time, I have to tell you, I'm still going back and forth for these jobs. I'm still going back and forth for these jobs. And the only thing that's positive at this point is no, I'm positive. Bump that. But I did get into school. I did get accepted into getting a master's program, which made me happy because like at least just for a future. But my team shows up. I'm looking raggedy at the airport, and they have all got matching shirts that have my business name on it. And I come back, and here's the truth. In the first 3 to 4 days, when I'm in moments and when I'm looking at things, I realize that I spent the last 3 to 5 years, 3 years especially, so busy building. I never appreciate the last 3 years so concerned about our future, so concerned about what we're going to do, so concerned about the next dollar, so concerned about the next grant, so concerned for people to see me, to see what we're doing, to that I did not know how to enjoy the moments of is. I I am very used to hearing my team and my mom laughing and cooking in the kitchen and having a good time. And I'm here, but my team. The role is I am the provider. I am the one that makes everything happen. Everybody else is happy. So in that 2 weeks, I spent more time in the moment. I spend more time now. I'm helping JP with his work. We sit there and chase each other and do all this other stuff. I am honing in on my health goals. My team is helping me, even though they don't understand this. Like, what is intermittent fasting? Just don't feed her after 7 p.m. Like, it's crazy. And what I then did was be quiet enough. And like I said, I wanted to come back to you guys and be like, I got the job. I end up working for the company I worked for last year, which is a phenomenal company. I love working for them. I just don't like the fact that I'm a 1099 contractor, so I have to pay taxes on it and all that other stuff. And the number, that's the thing. If you're going to remote teach like I do, I feel like there's a ceiling what you could earn. And I have to be very careful because I need more than that ceiling. But what I recognized in the first step of being quiet was if I'm going to have to struggle, I'd rather struggle where I am loved. Where I am loved. And that is what Rhonda is for me. Rhonda is my home. I am fighting, battling to try to make it more permanent. I am looking for land, I'm trying to buy a house. I am trying to get the businesses to work because I know that my passion is to make all of this sustainable, substantial, sustainable, one of those words, for us to continue what we need to do. But I'll back to America because, like, I had my ticket and everything, and I called and canceled the ticket. Refund, thank you. And I called my dad, I called my family, and I just sat there and said, I'm staying. I said, I still need to be quiet because not everything is making sense to me right now. I still need to figure out a lot more things, but I do know that I'm supposed to figure them out here. And that part is still scary. That part is still like, am I being egotistical? Am I just sacrifice and do what I was supposed to do? Um, does God believe in happiness? Does God believe in happy ever ending? Does God believe everything's supposed to be aligned? Because I know everybody else is talking about alignment. Maybe I don't get into alignment because I don't know how to downward dog properly. Like my feet can't match, stretch like. So I know there's still questions going on, but the one thing I know is that I'm supposed to be here because this is where my love is. This is where it all makes sense. Doing it all for the right reasons, but I would be in isolation. I would be in isolation, and I just didn't want to agree with that was God's vision for me was to be in isolation. I'm still in school. Well, it's supposed to be starting. It's all online. And I know if I didn't go through the trauma I would go through, I wouldn't have, done that. There's still some things I have to think through with that. I'm still looking at networking and putting myself in the right positions. I am looking more at understanding which because like I do feel like with every single thing that happened with the yeses and the nos that there was something inside me that said this ain't gonna work. And I thought that was just me being critical because maybe I can criticize. I thought, but more so I felt like that was me. Um, so that's where it is. And that's why I said I wanted this to be happy and I wanted to be like, yes, and you need to do this. And I was supposed to come back with you guys with an answer. And the truth is the truth is this. So you guys can ask questions. I'm going to allow you guys to ask questions. You catch me on this Sunday. I don't want to always talk about the move. I don't always want to talk about living in Rwanda. Maybe at this point in time, I'm talking about being a 45-year-old woman who's going through midlife crisis or whatever. It is not pretty. It is not. Um, they don't always fit where they're supposed to be, but the vision can always stay the same. So if I have to answer, because I don't believe in clickbait, I almost moved back to America, but this happened instead. My move back to America was purely financial. I want you guys to understand that if you're going to make a move, if you're going to do this, I am so big on plan because there are people, and I understand people who just go out on a whim. This is what I have to say about them. This is what I have to say about me. The journey that you have is a personal journey. Um, there are many things I'm blessed with right now that one, I did not truly know how to appreciate the blessing because I was so busy looking for the next one or looking for the next thing that I was not in it. And so there's a way for you to be in what you need to be in and honor the future that you must create. And that little space is where I'm at. Like I love what I'm doing even now with my neutral job. I appreciate my neutral job because that little job is making sure we eat. But there's fun I'm having in it. Like my classroom this upcoming year is all Transformers themed. Like, dude, we're gonna have a good time while I constantly look for ways to improve our situation. It sounds corny, but love happened instead. Um, the being quiet. I'm still being quiet. Um, I'm still being quiet. Like I'm still learning. I'm still leaning into the moment. But what happened instead, it's just, yeah, I hate saying it like that. It's love. Like it's amazing to be part of something. And I think that's not what I knew before is that I didn't know, like I felt, and this sounds so bad, and please y'all can slam me in the comments. But when I look at men or who people are head of household, I was like, I get it. It's much harder than people want to recognize. And so sometimes you don't laugh with the family, or sometimes you don't enjoy those moments because you're busy thinking about the next. And that was really what my role is. My role was that I want you to be happy. I want you guys to be satisfied. So I'm going to make sure I take care of all these things. And I wasn't seeing myself in that picture. And I'm going to do this. And my mother did a great job of showing me why it mattered I was in the picture. And they didn't do this to convince me. Like, they didn't do this to convince me. They just didn't know I was taking that type of note, that I recognized there's a vibration. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in the office working. Yeah, she does this. Yeah, there's the joke. Yeah, we got to work at this certain time. But it's that vibration. So what happened instead is I just think I decided to do the fight here. Um, it is going to be what it's going to be. It's going to, it is what it is. So I did manage to salvage one of the most dearest relationships in my life. That I felt like, HISD almost blew up. I did manage to salvage a couple of other things for anybody who wants to listen to all this through. It was never about me. It has 100% been about me. And I am not, I'm apologizing for any pain my decisions have caused in our relationships. And the inability to communicate that right because I am so stuck in my ego that I didn't want to admit those wrongdoings. But in the same aspect, because like I'm thinking this one person, that's not for the tight girls. That was for this one, maybe two, three, four human beings over here. Like there's a lot of being quiet. And there's a lot of, I think in this new season for me is I'm ready to grow and I'm going to grow. So you might be there, you might not. And it's not a negative. I believe in my family. I believe in what we're doing. And I don't believe in burning people. I don't burn you. I'll let you know what the situation is and work towards that. But don't take anything I ever do personally. Because it's not. It's the necessity of where we are right now, where I'm at. So that's it. You guys can ask your questions. I'm sorry, this was an emotional mess. Hey, Jessens, how are you doing? Obviously, you got 42 minutes to see what this was. Please come to Nigeria. I'll loan you as well so that you do some investment. Here in Nigeria, you are welcome anytime. I have nothing to say. Thank you for your invitation. I do appreciate your invitation. I got to get this first. Come back, and there's so many things like business, like cooking, gas station industry. Let me get this down. Rwanda versus Ghana. I don't know what you're asking. For me, like I said, for me, in my not going to Ghana. But for me, like this is what I kind of know, and this is what I'm saying. For living, for the lifestyle that I have, for the things that I need to do, it is Rhonda. For the fact that my mother is living with me now, and she has her own life. It is Rwanda community for retirees that I just 1,000% love and thrive, and I'm so happy that she's a part of. We've also built the relationships we needed. 3 years though, y'all. 3 years that we needed for Rwanda, for me, my in this world. Order my steps in your word. Like that is Rwanda. I will be looking forward to visiting Ghana. I have friends who are in Ghana. I can't wait to have some fun in Ghana. I can't wait to sit outside the slave castles. And that's not because, oh, I can't wait. I know that's my full circle moment. I know. And I think that one of the reasons I want to be stable, I want to be stable enough to be in that moment That's full moment for me. Bars, just girl, be happy at home. I'm gonna be happy at home. I might be broke, but I'm gonna be happy. Like, and I'm gonna sit here and say this. I do think that I'm not broke. I'm not broke. I think that there's a lot more when you talk about finances and capital. There's a lot more in understanding budgeting and knowing where to put things and being purposeful in putting those. So I think there's a lot more discipline when it comes to finances in this way. The way that I'm thinking about it, even last year and now, like these certain things must be hit. These things must be hit. Like I'm going to tell you one of my celebrations. Oh my gosh. And you guys are going to crack up on this one. My celebration is in how we right now are on noodles and beans. I never touched the emergency fund. Like, no, now, like right there, it's in queue. It's in queue because things was getting tight. But there was always a ram in the bush that made something. There was always a moment that made something happen. And so that was my celebration. Like, yo, the discipline thing is really coming together, which lets me know. And I'm gonna sit here and say this with all the ups and downs, I've never felt forsaken. That's the one never felt um, abandoned or forsaken. I have never felt that. So that's the one thing. Even I felt like I had a deja vu moment the other day. So I do feel like there is this path in front of me. Like I said, it's just so much weeds and tumbleweeds and darkness and all kind of stuff. Like I can't figure out where the path is leading. And so it's going back and being quiet. Going back and being quiet. Going back and being quiet. I want to come out there mud like, yeah. And I hit that one hit like the Karate Kid with the one kick. Like, pow! And like, y'all ain't gonna try me, my destiny, no more. That's how I feel. I feel like I got a muscle too. Praise God if that's a muscle. Like it. Yeah, I don't need folks coming in and trying me on my destiny. We're good. Me and God, like this is supposed to be tight right here. Don't come in. I'm hot. Whew, hormone. And check that up. Like I'm ready to hold on to my destiny. I'm ready to make those things happen. And it's not mine, it's our. So, any questions? Any more statements? Like I said. So that's it. That's it. And I'll probably do some more videos later on. Thank you to the people who posted in the comments like, yo, we need to hear from you. This is it. I'm trying to give you guys what you want. I'm trying to bring all that together. Um, yeah, you're not going. I don't want to say you're not going to hear a lot politically from me, baby. I'm going through life. Like that's what's happening right now, and learning and leaning. I'm being happy about the day. That's it. So, and like I'm an advocate of um. But yeah, that's it. I feel like I'm just rambling. I'm gonna give you guys 2 more minutes to say what you want to say. Um, I guess I could give you guys a link if you wanted to log in. I do want to, if it out, just something about sister girls. I want to shout out my sisters who have held me down emotionally through this time. And like I've never told anybody the whole story. Like y'all don't even have the whole story. Like I'm not giving y'all 2 hour event. Um, I had so many people who held me down. I need to make some telephone calls. Um, but yeah, that just appreciation. So, oh Jesus, I also need to do this work. So I feel like in broadcast, like comment wise. And so I'm giving you that time if anybody wants to try to join in and have a discussion. Um, I'll shout out the Inzozi Center. The Inzozi Center kept me here too. Like that was a big deal. Right, my side of stories that need me. I am so good at undermining the work that I have done. And so I do know I need to work on that. That's one of the reasons why I'm being quiet because videos and I'm like, are you serious? And it's not that it's a disrespect. It's just I forget what I do because I'm so busy looking at the future. Like, be here, be present, be now. So I said, I'm telling you, I should have some tea. Intermittent fasting, y'all. I'm trying. Y'all gonna see me up in these streets squozing. 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 Moisturizing my hair. Squozing with moisturizing my hair. We're gonna work on that. Squozing. Okay. That has been a minute, so I'm gonna sit there and say thank you to everyone who paid attention to this, who logged in, who listened in. And I'm gonna be honest with you right now. This was exhausting. I don't like I said, I don't like having to relive the no's. I don't like having to relive the lows. Um, doors are gonna make me cry. Steve, um, yeah, I will say that I'm going to look back on this moment in a year and I want to be like, God, thank you for the growth. That's it. So much other stuff I can do, y'all. So creative. There's so much I want to do and be able to touch and want to be. There's so much. Even now, right now, I'm lobbying for a job that I truly want because there's just so like, I'm not trying to get mad and I thank you and I'm trying to be like, give me my heart's desires. Like, they're actually decent. So that's why I said I got to be quiet because I'm giving out all the positives as much as I can. But there's love to you, girl. I'm going to shout on that one. Whew. Can he send a sister a blueprint? Okay, let me stop. Let me put my glasses on. Let me do this the right way because this is the way that I've been learning. God does have the master plan. So honor the fact that you're in his hands. And that is the safest place to be. See, I'm telling you, the required thinking, I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, you're just give me the dog. Just fight the anxiety. But now I know it's more so like, okay. And the only major responsibility I have is to stay in alignment with the one who's making the plan. But there's a lot like you can make it. You could okay. All right. We're getting it. We're getting it. Align, quiet, quiet, aligned, align, quiet, quiet, align. I look like somebody's chemistry major. I look like I'm straight up about to do the two. All right. Much love. Thank you guys for rocking with me.